Hey, listen. No, really, listen. So basically about 2 weeks ago, Nintendo out of fucking nowhere released a Mario Direct. We got us a couple things, old Mario, new old Mario, Mario in Fortnite, even Super Mario in real life. Holy shit! As much as I was excited for real life spaghetti, we were all there for one purpose, and at the end, we finally got it. Or at least, that's what we thought.
But David, 4chan told me.
I don't give a damn what they told you, the Mario remakes aren't happening. Huh? Huh? Huh?! Oh god, it's happening. Huh, I thought I would fix that. It looks harmless enough. I'm glad they didn't change too many things. That changes more than you think. Man, I wonder what's up. Ah, fuck no!
Are you kidding? Sunshine's like the best one!
Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's see what a peak gaming. Holy shit, there's Mario! Hey, look at him fly! Fly again! Again! Wow, everything right now is so amazing! Except fucking you. Everything on screen right now just shows my favorite game of all fucking time! Don't believe me? Listen to the damn music! Yeah, that's right, Nintendo can't do no wrong, baby! Now this is what everyone was waiting for. But as I said earlier, was it? Because after looking back at it, I'm not too sure. Don't get me wrong, these are all amazing Nintendo titles. Some of the best in the series. Hell, one of them is one of my favorite games of all time. Well, one half, we'll get into that later. But it's almost like every single day I always find something wrong with this collection. Alright, let's start off with 64. The OG, the original 3D Mario, probably the most iconic one in the trilogy so far. I think a positive change I've noticed right away is the change of the icon on Mario's 1-up counter. What else? It's upscaled to like 720p, I think. It's not even widescreen though. Fuck. Now it's time for the negatives. Earlier in the video, I stated my disappointment in the absence of a certain line and how it actually hurts more than you guys actually thought it would. So let me explain. Some of you guys may not know this, but Super Mario 64 has actually been updated in the past. And I'm not even talking about the remake they had on the DS, that thing had shitty D-pad controls. No, I'm actually talking about the Shindu edition. At first glance, there's nothing wrong with this. Hell, for some of you, this might be a direct upgrade. Like Rumble Pack, Quirky Mario Head, what more can you ask for? Well, some players, such as myself and other communities, know that it's infamous for removing one feature that was in the original game. The backwards long jump, also known as the BLJ, was a feature that allowed players to build up speed if they pulled a long jump backwards. Through this speed, they're able to clip through and just skip through entire sections of the game. This is used a lot by some players to just get through the game pretty quick, and in speedrunning, it's basically mandatory if you ever want to get to the top. Now what if you don't care about this? What if you just want to play Super Mario 64 but kind of updated? Well, even with that, they've just done the bare minimum just so they could get by. For one, no matter what, the game always runs at 720p. This isn't really a big thing, but it's still weird comparing to the other ones who also run at 1080. But here's an even weirder one. You see this? The game still runs on a 4:3 scale. This just seems out of place when you see that Sunshine and Galaxy both made the way to widescreen. And don't give me that bullshit that they wanted to keep it nostalgic or something. If they truly cared for your viewing experience, they would have added a toggle something to fit with modern TVs or to give it the old experience. Hell, there's not even button mapping, something the Wii U had. Like, they didn't even fix any old bugs like the fire burning or any new bugs caused by the render distance. Like, come on Nintendo, I know you're better than this. You know, contrary to belief, I actually don't hate Sunshine. In my opinion, there's not a single bad 3D Mario platformer. Like, if I made a 3D Mario tier list, Sunshine would go right here. Alright, let's get back on track. I think a good positive is that unlike Super Mario 64, this game runs at 1080p at a nice 16:9 ratio, widescreen. That's all? What the fuck? To be honest, this game changed the least out of all 3 games in the collection, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have any negatives. As some of you guys already know, around the time Super Smash Bros. Ultimate got released, the Switch received GameCube controller support. I guess Nintendo was right when they said this thing was gonna last a while. I mean, like 2 decades later, this thing is still fucking here. Sure, it's only mostly been used for every Smash Bros. After Melee, but it's still a feature they keep implementing console after console. Which makes it more surprising that Sunshine here doesn't support GameCube controllers. Well, if you want to get all technical, technically it does, but it's registered as a Pro controller, therefore it has a Switch control scheme. This leads to a lot of actions missing on the GameCube controller when originally they didn't need to. You're probably asking why I care so much for this controller when I didn't for the N64 one. That controller's pretty dog shit. Plus the option's already there, you already put it into Switch, you might as well add it in. Now this next negative might get a little bit controversial, just stay with me and listen. I think the fact that they didn't change certain aspects of Sunshine is also a negative in my opinion. Of course, there's no 3D Mario game without some jank in it. I think we could all agree that Super Mario Sunshine has some of the most jank in the whole series of 3D Mario. Like, the parts here aren't very hard, they're just very janky, and all just shows the rush schedule they had near the end of the development cycle. Hell, this game had a lot of cut content covered by other YouTubers, of course. Like, for this remaster, they could have added in a little bit of cut content. It's whatever, Microsoft beat them to that.
Where were the emulators?
I never knew. I don't know. I swear to God.
Swear to me!
Now it's time for Super Mario Galaxy. I know a lot of you guys will agree with me on this in saying that Super Mario Galaxy is the best one in this collection. Don't get me wrong, the other 2 games are also really good. Like I said earlier, there's no bad 3D Mario game. But when it comes to everything, level design, controls, and even the music, it just feels way better than the other games. Sure, there's less exploration compared to 64 and Sunshine, but with that leeway, you're able to have different levels hitting you with new things again and again, and it's just a whole new experience every time you go to a new world. But alright, let's get into the positives. Just like Sunshine and unlike 64, this game runs at a nice 1080p at its 16:9 widescreen. The game has aged extremely well, and you put it up with this and it looks fucking amazing. Like, this is probably the best Super Mario Galaxy has ever looked like, unless you play it on... Huh? What the fuck happened?
Hello,
Oh,
it's me, Mario.
Fuck.
It's time
Stay
for
back,
you
you
to
Italian motherfucker.
No, you don't.
Please.
No, you
One
don't.
step Ah! Fuck! Yeah! Ow! Why'd you do that to my chest? Please!
Game over.
Please! Unfortunately, just like Sunshine, I find the resolution the only positive change. From rumors I've heard online, this game is like a mixture between an emulation and a port. And if that's true, then man does it feel like it. I'm mostly talking about the control aspects of the game, and I'm just gonna say right now, this is not the definitive version of it. As you all know, the game was designed with a Wiimote and Nunchuck in mind. With that being said, these are the controls for 3D All-Stars. Let me just say that this feels like shit. I think the biggest problem with this control scheme is the fact that in a motion control game, they put the star bit collector in motion controls. Let me just compare the feeling. This is like when you play PC shooting games, all that freedom, all that movement on a keyboard and a mouse, then you switch the controller and realize how dog shit it is. Just like with a mouse, a stick isn't gonna be more precise than your arm. Speaking of arm movements, in a way of backwards logic, they made it so you have to spin harder to actually spin with Mario. They probably did this to not mess with the new star bit collecting system, but in that case, why put it like that in the first place? Yeah, sure, you can still spin instantly with the Y button, but I have 2 things to say about that. 1, spinning with the Y button feels weightless and unnatural, and overall, every animation in this game, even the tiny ones, were all made for Wiimote in mind. Second, I wouldn't have these issues if you just let us fucking customize our controls. It's for these small reasons alone that you take an amazing experience and it just feels weird and unnatural, and it's a far cry from its original form on the Wii.
Hello,
shit.
it's me.
Just let me put pointer on the right stick, let me crouch with the R button, and let me adjust the sensitivity for motion controls. Like, come on Nintendo, let me play half of my favorite game of all time the perfect way. Oh yeah, I guess it's time to talk about that little nitpick. Due to rumors online, I've heard that Super Mario Galaxy is like a mixture of 50-50 between an emulation and a port. I've also heard that this game has been in development for 6 months and that most of it was porting in Super Mario Galaxy. This explains 2 things. Number 1, it probably explains the reason why these games are very half-assedly ported to the Switch with barely any extra functionality. And 2, probably the reason why Galaxy has some of the most changes. I don't know about you, but it smells like a cash grab to me. This probably explains why we couldn't get the second half of my favorite series of all time. Some of you guys are probably asking, David, why do you keep calling it your favorite game or favorite series? Which out of the 2 games is your favorite? Well, if you look back at the Mario tier list, you see both of these games on top. And these aren't in order, I just like both of these equally. They're both pretty samey and yet different enough for 2 experiences that are equally as good in my eyes. But that's a video for another time. In short, probably the reason why we couldn't get Super Mario Galaxy 2. Like, I get for some of you guys this isn't really a deal breaker, but come on, like they could have just put it in right then and there and developed it with more time. Remember that music I played at the beginning of the video when I was talking about Super Mario Galaxy? Well, guess what? It comes from Galaxy 2. Like, come on, the second game has objectively better music. I just want to jam out as I play. So what is my final say for this collection? For what they're giving you and the price tag attached to it, I really don't recommend it at all. Still bought it though. Now, what if you wanted to play Super Mario 3D All-Stars, but right now and for free? Now, you can't tell anyone, but let me tell you a little something about emulators. Some people say it's a way to play these games for free, some people say it's a way to preserve games, and some people say this is just America's second wave of atomic bombs. Who knows? All I know is that they're free, they're on the internet, you can easily download them, and accessible, and customizable. Now some of you guys are probably asking, but where are the games? Now this could put me into some sort of legal trouble, but BAM! There it is! What the fuck? I haven't heard that shit in years.
Hello, it's me, Mario. Done playing with your shit. Didn't think you understood the first time.
Please, I'm sorry, I could do anything. Listen, I'll even sponsor the 3DS.
Now stay for your regular
No,
programming.
no!
Do the Mario swing!
Stop!
Your
No!
arms
Ow!
side to
Why?
side. Come
No!
on, it's time to
Ow!
go.
Why?
Do
Not
the
again! You already
Mario
hurt me
thing.
there!
One
Why?
step, and then again, let's do the Mario all together now. You got it. It's the Mario. Come on now, just like that.
Hey, if you're still here, don't go yet, I'm still alive. If you want, subscribe to the channel, I can make more content like this, as well as have a Dragon Ball FighterZ videos up and running. Making a new Discord server, I don't know when it's gonna be made, but when it is, it'll be linked in the description. Also, if you want announcements, follow me at Twitter, Mr. Pomegranate. To be honest, it's kinda useless, but I retweet some bomb-ass hentai. Shoutouts to Afro Bull, man. Also, if I get a bit more exposure, maybe every now and then I'll start streaming on Twitch. So yeah, look out for that. See ya in hell, ladies and gentlemen.